Coaching Video 1, Identify. The teacher I am coaching is Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown is a third grade teacher on my team at LaBelle Elementary. He has been teaching for 9 years, and this is his 4th year teaching third grade. Mr. Brown recorded himself teaching a reading lesson about retelling. He had already introduced the concept of retelling on previous days. On this day, the students were to independently retell a story Mr. Brown had read in writing using a graphic organizer. Prior to meeting with Mr. Brown and asking the Identify questions, we watched the video of his lesson and took notes on what he observed. Identify questions.
So after watching the lesson that you did with your class, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the worst lesson you've taught and 10 being the best, how would you rank that lesson?
So I would say for the most part, it was good. I think the biggest thing, rating. So I think it was probably about a 6 or a 7.
A 6 or 7,
Yeah.
Okay. What pleased you about the lesson? Like, what do you think went well?
I think the students really understood what I was talking about. I think, they really just understood what we were talking about. They just weren't really engaged at all at the whole point.
Okay, so moving into what you just said, what would have to change to move that lesson closer to a 10?
So when we came to doing the actual assignment, that's when I kind of lost them. So me teaching, it was good. But then when it came to doing the assignment to show that they learned it, that's kind of where I lost them. So to make that part more engaging.
Okay, so you want more engagement. Okay.
Yeah.
Teacher identifies student-focused goal.
So what would your students be doing differently if your class was a 10?
They'd be actively participating in the lesson. They'd be actively completing the assignment quietly and efficiently throughout that work period.
Okay, so tell me a little more about what that would look like.
The students engaged into the work. They're all working. If they're talking, they're asking questions, bouncing ideas, excited about it. That kind of thing, yeah.
Okay, good. How could we measure that change?
We could do like a survey at the end and kind of see how they felt about it. I think the biggest thing I would do is just kind of watching and seeing how engaged in the work they're doing. How they, and then a lot of them didn't even complete the work.
Okay,
so completion of the work really show, because again, I knew that they understood, but I couldn't show that they understood.
Okay. So do you want that to be your goal, student engagement?
Yeah, definitely.
So if you could hit that goal, would it really matter to you and how?
Oh, absolutely. I think the most important thing for the students is obviously to show that they know that they can do it. So any way to make them more engaged, any way to make them more involved into it, that would definitely help them make that connection and to learn it.
So making the connection, okay.
Teacher identifies teaching tool or strategy.
What teaching strategy do you think that you would like to use or can use to hit that goal?
Implementing some technology, I think would be more engaging. They love being on the computer, so any way that I can make it kind of gamify it, or just make it more fun, I think would be much more helpful to them.
Okay, I like that. What are your next steps then?
Just to come up with a tool that I can use in the classroom, come up with something that they're engaged in, something that shows that they've learned it, and can prove that they learned it. Just that takeaway from it.
Okay, so then together what we're going to do is we're going to identify a technology tool that we can use to help this lesson.
Okay.
And I'll teach you how to use it.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah.
All right.